Got some badass in the house tonight. We got some badass.
What? What?
It's some sad. Let's go. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of On It. You might be confused. You might be thinking, why does Devin look like that?
Type
Why?
shit.
Where is Devin if that's not Devin? Or you're not thinking about Devin at all, and that's fine. It's understandable.
Yeah.
You got me, you got Shane here for the OGs, for the On It unks, for the people that have been around for a while. Y'all know Shane. Shane is here. The sad thing is, we recorded this episode.
Yep.
Devin right here in the middle talked for an hour and a half about sports, the NFL, Thursday night football, Friday night football in Brazil, a live reaction to the ending of that game and the Jordan Love injury, and we got to talk fantasy, and we got to talk a little college football and predict all of Sunday's games. I even still have all the predictions that we wrote down right there. And some dumbass didn't have the mic turned on.
Crazy.
So, at least the dumbass thought he did. I'll say that. He really did think he did that whole time.
Oh,
and
man.
He didn't. So we are here redoing the episode, which is, it kind of sucks, but
just a little.
Honestly, it's just more the fact that it's like we're not always able to do a live pod.
Yeah.
So the fact that we were able to have me, Devin, you, all of us together, and it's just a wasted 2-hour podcast.
We definitely missed out on gold.
For sure. Definitely missed out on gold. But we're back though. We're here. I do have Devin's predictions for, I guess, anyone that's like, I gotta know what Devin thinks about week 1 football. But besides that, we definitely got some things to talk about, Shane.
Right.
At this point, we've talked about it probably for hours on end. We've discussed it on camera, but it's Ravens Chiefs.
Yep.
Ravens lose to the Chiefs 27-20 in the season opener. And I guess we can go over the game, or we can just start with the obvious problem. I don't know what the penalty shit was. I'm hoping that on Sunday, it's just called all day, or else it just wouldn't. There has to be some vendetta out for the Ravens if every single team does not start off their drive this Sunday with 3 straight illegal formation penalties. But we kind of got past that. We were able to score in that first drive anyways. So people that are complaining about the initial first drive, it can't really be an excuse. We were able to punch it in with Derrick Henry at the end of that drive. Now, the fact that we still got illegal formation calls after that tells me that we don't have the discipline to go back to the sideline, figure out what we did wrong, go back on the line of scrimmage, and line up legally.
Then again, you also practice with the refs during the offseason. I'm pretty sure every team did. They had refs there, already cracking down on this to begin with. So I don't know. That also could be something that's kind of weird. Because, I don't know. Do we see many Packers-Eagles?
Packers-Eagles, I want to say there was one on the initial kickoff, and then there was one on not Lane.
No, it was
the bald
some Eagles lineman.
We both the tackle. The other though. Was it not Lane?
That might have been Lane.
I think it was Lane. I think Lane got caught because he was yelling about it, but
it was heated.
That was it. It was just the initial kickoff and then that one. But
there was a lot of flags in that game too. I don't know if you peed. They actually had there was a lot of PIs, a lot of unnecessary roughness plays. It was the flags were flying in that game too, but just not for illegal formations, to be honest.
I know it's week 1 and the penalty, the gauge for what a roughing the passer or pass interference. Maybe they haven't figured it out yet. Maybe the refs are a little rusty. Maybe they took off all that time, and I don't maybe they're at practice with teams, but they ain't sharpening their iron in the offseason as well as these NFL players are. I don't think so. I think they learned like, oh, we're calling more illegal formations, bet, and then just started going crazy on illegal formation calls. But
Man.
I guess where do we even start with just Baltimore as a team?
As a team, I mean, you want to start with their greatest weakness?
Which one?
I think the main one is just the O line. I think it starts there.
Yeah.
In terms of blocking, run blocking, just blocking in general. Blocking just giving Lamar more than not even 2 seconds. I mean, Chris Jones was just having his way with that O line. I'm talking about that restricted the offense alone because it's just like he's blown up the run with one of the best running backs in the league, and he's not giving Lamar more than like 2 seconds. Like he was just in there all night.
You know, after like considering how bad Baltimore's O line looked, I started to think because I was ready to come on here and completely shit on the play calling of this game and just the obvious formations we were in where it's like if 22's on the field, power eye, boom. And if 43's on the field, we're throwing it. If Justice is on the field, it's a pass. If Derek's on the field, it's a run. No question, 10 times out of 10. My favorite run from Derek that night was I think the only read option they ran with Derrick Henry and Lamar was like a 6 or 7 yard gain. I mean, he did not break one, and I think he was ready to break one. But maybe, just maybe, in this offseason, Lamar has been sitting in the pocket more. Lamar has been just throwing piss missiles from the pocket. But maybe they didn't expect week one their O line to be this garbage, and that OC immediately said, "Quick short game, let's go. We gotta get the ball out of Lamar's hands fast." Because I mean, off the first drive, you could have noticed like, oh, offensive line for the. I mean, the preseason, you probably could have noticed Ravens' offensive line might need a little help. I mean, as soon as I don't know, the players we lost. It's just I didn't realize the O line was gonna be this big of a problem.
Right.
Like,
which it helps that he's moving quicker than ever this year, but
he is moving.
Yeah, moving and processing have both went up. So
for sure, Lamar running around. It seems like before this, like, and I know it's just one game, but it just felt like his decision making on whether to try to fit a throw in, throw it away, or take off. There were times I felt like maybe last season or years before that where instead of waiting that one extra second to find that lane to take off, he would have just tried to force a pass instead. Or instead of taking the down and just throwing it away, still trying to force something or run around even more until you like get tackled 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage or some shit. Either way, I like what I saw from Lamar. Like you said off camera, Lamar might win his third MVP.
Oh yeah.
The way that man played, he deserves a lot more from the Baltimore Ravens. And I will say, I'm not going to go on my spiel I went on last episode that we recorded and never posted. But for the people, I do have a feeling that the Ravens just may never, what's the word, accomplish the goal of building around Lamar, or the Ravens might not deserve Lamar Jackson, but that's going to be a different conversation for another day. I'll give them a couple games. I'm going to give them a couple games. I don't want to overreact too much and come on here for 20 minutes and go, the Ravens, Lamar should leave. He doesn't deserve this treatment from Baltimore. I'm going to chill. But just know that hot take is coming in a couple weeks if things keep going the way they're going. So we're able to utilize Derrick Henry. Lamar Jackson had no time in the backfield. Legal formations. Isaiah Likely.
Oh yeah, dog for sure.
That's a positive in when it comes to
possible wide receiver 1 for the future.
I mean, let's be real. In 2024, if you're a tight end that is like better than every receiver on the team, can you not just be a receiver?
I think you can.
Like, were there not times where Gronk was the best receiver on the Patriots?
Not for sure.
So it's like, bro, is like, I don't. I feel like there's times where Travis Kelsey was the best option as a receiving.
I mean, look what they do with them though. I mean, you see Travis Kelsey lined up in the slot. You've seen Gronk lined up in the backfield in the slot in multiple places just to get him the ball. I mean, if you if y'all got to get Isaiah Likely the ball, you could line him up wherever it seems fits. I mean, he could run routes, he could run them a little cleaner, but he's a good vertical threat. He's gonna make plays after the catch too, which I didn't know he had that. He's also low key sneaky fast.
No, he is one of those like he is so weird. Like just those type of athletes who are like they're taller, they seem a little slinkier, just a little slimmer than like the average tight end, or in comparison to what position they use, like the position how big they usually are. But the strength was there, the
Right.
speed was there, the quickness was there. He was going up and getting that bitch. I mean, I'm pretty sure bro fell on his arm, broke it, and then just snapped it back in place. Like I don't know. Isaiah Likely is and I'm sorry to Mark fans. It's 2024, so you can use two tight ends.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's the thing though. It has like Mark could definitely still be that traditional line up at tight end. Help protect the edge, block. Maybe we might see Mark blocking a little more.
See, but it's like also, I mean, if Mark is fully healthy and is as dangerous as he always has been, or is as dangerous, yeah, is as dangerous as he's been. I mean, would you not want an offense where you got Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews both lined up on the field running routes?
You definitely have that.
Give me some high low action from two tight ends. I mean, I'll take that all day. And then Zay's fast ass running around. I like it.
Straight rack.
But Isaiah Likely obviously made a bunch of plays. Made the last play of the game. His KD moment, his foot on the line, his I don't know. I can't harp on it because it wasn't a touchdown. A lot of people were like, "Oh, it's a touchdown." Like even Lamar after the game was like, "It's a touchdown." I still think it's a touchdown. It's like Lamar, bro. We just said like you seem very very smart. Like it's not a touchdown. Like he knew it wasn't a touchdown. They cut the Likely watching on the screen and he went, "Oh." He knew it wasn't a touchdown. But I will say I do kind of have the same feeling as Likely when he said he basically said something along the lines of like, if this is all they got, like they're fucked in the future. At the same time, now Kansas City lost to Detroit week 1 last year.
Yeah,
they didn't look amazing week 1. So the same shit I'm saying as a Ravens fan, like
also Chris Jones didn't play week 1 either. I don't know if you remember that.
That motherfucker was in the stands. That motherfucker was in the stands watching that game, wasn't he?
Yeah, waiting for that contract.
Well, either way, even as a Ravens fan, like the same thing you can say for the Ravens, you can say for the Chiefs. Like they're not at their fully, they don't have all the speed they could have on the field yet. And we're talking about just everybody getting healthy. They Patrick Mahomes didn't really have to unload it that much or try to unload it that much. So we don't know what is going on. We know Worthy's going to be a problem. We know Pacheco is a remaining problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm worried.
Worried.
And I said this. I said the Ravens are going to lose this game, but they can go 10-1. We can blow the brakes off of anyone. We can next week go drop 50 on Vegas, go beat Dallas by 28 points. The conversation is going to be, that's cool. Y'all can go 16-1. What's going to happen when y'all got to go back to KC or when KC got to come play y'all in Baltimore? It's going to be Baltimore's going to lose.
I don't know. KC doesn't look as dominant as they have in the past. Like this is probably the most watered down KC we've seen in a minute. I mean, what Patrick Mahomes' O line wasn't the greatest either. I mean, he was also running around the pocket. I mean, it seems like he's also prone to good D lines, but y'all just can't let Patrick Mahomes roll out the pocket and then find Kelsey just running like
Up fucking
goddamn backyard routes and just getting open at the
mutt
end.
squads. I mean, yeah, that's it. But that's the thing. If that's what they can do, avoid a little bit of pressure, and Travis Kelsey can run 70 yards around the field until he's open. All right, like I'll take it. But at the same time, it's like no, like Xavier Worthy's just really fast. He's gonna be a problem, and Isaiah Pacheco is a fucking Mack truck coming through a hole just with just the power he has.
Yeah,
It's just I'm worried. I'm definitely worried. It's week one. Can't have too many overreactions at this point. And the fact that it's Saturday morning. The game happened Thursday. Kind of over it.
yeah.
Kind of over it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really just more looking forward to Sunday's games than anything. But Philly Green Bay
Shootout. I think an underrated game. I feel like that game was pretty good. A lot of offense.
Well, my only thing with that game was you could just tell, like, I don't know, like that first touchdown that got called back. It was literally because like both teams couldn't get all their players on and off the field. Like it, while the Ravens and Chiefs were making mistakes, it seemed more like I don't know, just nerves of just opening game, first game of the season. Like Philly and Green Bay, it just seemed like I don't know, like just the blown coverages, the missed tackles, just the blown assignments in that game in particular. It seemed a little. I don't know. It was definitely problems that can be polished.
Yeah,
polished stuff.
Teams.
I've
seen a lot of rookies play that game.
A lot of rookies playing in that game, but I'm just trying to think about. From Jalen Hurts' point of view, he started the game off a little weak with one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen in my life. But he does bounce back with. I love some of the throws I saw from Hurts. The throw to Saquon in the end zone, the one to AJ. Just some of the throws he was just throwing in tight windows.
He also chewed off an amazing just straight 5 minutes of just pure fourth quarter clock. And I say he couldn't scramble, but at least in the fourth quarter, he was in the scramble bag. I can't even hate. That motherfucker was getting out of there.
Hurts can move. Hurts can move. The tush push is not dead. There's no it hasn't gone anywhere. It's I think the Eagles are super dangerous. I think the Eagles are up there with San Fran in terms of being the best NFC team.
Yeah, I'd say on the assets they have. They just have a lot of crazy weapons. Saquon was just out there feasting behind that magnificent O-line. It wasn't even fair. I'm talking about. I think that man was averaging 6 to 8 yards a carry.
But if you look at a team on the same tier list, but you believe one is good because of the system and one is good because all the players came together and are just ballers, what team would you say is the better team?
That's hard to say because
it ain't hard to say for me.
Because there's so many factors to a game. A team with a good system could be just as good as a team with just a whole bunch of talent and good chemistry. But
what if that team with a whole bunch of talent and chemistry replaces DeAndre Swift with Saquon Barkley?
They could be scary, but
and then get their defense even more right. The way their defense is looking, bro. I know I said there was a couple blown coverages. There was a couple moments where it was like, ugh. There were also some times where, shit, I wish we had that speed at linebacker.
Yeah,
I wish. I love Roquan.
Y'all do. It really, because I actually, not to just speak on that Ravens game. It was really I don't know who y'all played because y'all were rotating out linebackers besides Roquan that were just getting absolutely fried. I'm talking about, I don't know, some dude named Harrison.
Malik Harrison.
Yeah, he was missing open field tackles. He's the one that missed that first open field tackle on Pacheco, and the Chiefs first got the ball. Talking about breakdown and missed.
Malik Harrison is just a guy. He's a jag. That's all it is for him. He's
jag.
He's just a guy. But the biggest thing from Philadelphia versus Green Bay, I would probably say is, the injury.
Oh yeah.
At the end of the game, we were recording the podcast, watching the end of this game, and Jordan Love drops back, dances around in the pocket. I guess what starts having some guys fall at his leg, turns around, makes the throw. Something happens.
Josh Jacobs tries to, pick up a couple yards, and he falls awkward, tweaking out on the ground, screaming,
tweaking. He was, and also it's like sometimes you might watch a guy like tear his Achilles and be like, "Ow," and that's it. Like that's all the emotion you get out of him for like a literal torn Achilles, and then you have someone who like rolls their ankle and it's just so like they're just scared,
yeah,
and are kind of tripping. Either way, I guess it's kind of nice that we've already gotten that there's, because we talked about it last night and I had no clue.
Right.
It could have been ankle, could have led to knee, could have been just leg. I don't know. And like I said, we've seen people walk off Achilles and ACL tears like to the locker room. So the fact that he was walking, that didn't tell me anything. But we did get that. So ankle's good.
Right.
Leg is good.
Right.
And then I just got a report that, what do we get here? His ACL is reportedly intact after initial test. So, but hurdles still remain. So, ACL intact. What's like so it's not torn.
Right.
At all?
He might have had a little, I think it might have been a little ACL scare because he also, I think he said reports that he popped his knee. So he probably I don't know, because as again, we were talking about the way he was falling, it looked like it could have been worse. But I think as soon as he felt it, he just immediately went down a little bit.
Okay, but all right. But this, check what I'm saying now. All right. So this is like his ACL, right? Okay.
Right.
This is his ACL. Here. This is his ACL. This is his ligament, and it's here. Okay. Now, if I do this, right, it's still intact. You know what I'm saying? Technically, I didn't tear it. It's still intact. So is that I'm saying how just the wording of QB's ACL intact after initial test. It's okay, so we know it's not fully torn, or we know it's not torn at all. Which one? So when I read here, it says Friday night. I'm not going to read all that, but initial test revealed that Love's ACL is intact, but there are possible outcomes based on more scans, which will take place when the Packers return to Green Bay later Saturday. That's another thing. You're in fucking Brazil.
Yeah.
Trying to get, unless you're getting your ass worked on. I don't know if you're. I don't know what's going on, but initial test on Sunday. The injury occurred during the Packers' final drive. Linebacker Josh Sweat and defensive tackle Jalen Carter while getting the ball to running back Josh Jacobs. Another look at the Jordan injury. The left ankle area gets twisted. Anterior and lateral side of left knee looks like it could, at minimum, have some soreness. Preliminary observations will wait for official assessment after an MRI. That was a tweet, so take that with a grain of salt.
Right.
The Packers are obviously hoping for the best case scenario, 32 touchdowns during 2023 regular season. So what does injuries mean? What does his love mean for the Packers? What does love mean for the Packers? The highest paid player in NFL history is not going to be in the league this year. This would almost be like Aaron Rodgers-esque, except at the beginning of the game is at the end of the game. I think he's like good though.
Yeah.
Like
I think at most I could see him sitting out 8 games if they care that much because Malik Willis is not too
like
Malik Willis as the backup isn't a great option.
Like from what it looked like when he did fall, when you're watching his ankle, you were waiting and waiting and waiting, like, ooh, is it gonna because it starts to go, and you're like, ooh, but then it doesn't happen. But then I do know that the ankle can lead to the knee, and then that. So he when you start to bend like that, and then pressure is added on that, it's like, okay, ACL is intact. Does that mean not torn at all? Or does that mean partially torn? I guess we'll have to just wait to see. Some people are sitting here saying it may just be a little bit of soreness, which is, probably sprain your ACL, which is obviously a lot better than tearing your ACL. But
right.
Jordan Love, that's like the last thing after, like, I mean, obviously, that's the last thing they want. But, I mean, especially this year. Like, I mean, the hype around Jordan Love, the gassing they have been doing for Jordan Love, it's like he cannot do anything but be in like MVP conversations this year, or it's going to be a serious issue for anybody that was expecting Jordan Love to be more than what they expected, which was like 10-7 win a playoff game, because that's what I expected. All right, like maybe bro repeats last year, maybe he wins one more game, but the comp in the NFC, like I said, the Eagles figure out they polish up some of their issues. They're probably walking out of that game in Brazil up 14.
Possibly.
Because that, honestly, I don't think that game should have been as close as it was. And just the fact that it was close, they're going to, continue to play Jordan
Packers
Love.
offense did look kind of similar though. I mean, Josh Jacobs was no Saquon, but Josh Jacobs ain't no slouch either. I mean, he was breaking off a couple. He was also averaging like 5 yards a carry. I mean, what was it? Jaden Reed, he was having a field day. He was just finding spots and the rack was crazy.
It just seemed like every time their biggest plays were like broken coverage. Like okay, the Ravens game, like worthy. One time there was broken coverage. Marlon Humphrey fucks up. They get it over top. But that wasn't happening like the entire game. If that was happening the entire game, I would be like, okay, someone needs to like sit down and talk to the DC and figure out what's going on, because they seem a little confused. In that Philly game, there were just a couple of times where it's like, I don't know. It's like in the most basic way possible. There's no way no one was responsible for this part of the field. So who fucked up?
Right.
I feel like I had that. I feel like we all said that out loud probably 6 times for Philly's defense, just because it's like, where was he? I mean, whoever was responsible for that area, I hope they thought they were responsible for a different area, because Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Philly had a couple of times where their broken coverage was abysmal, but
they also swapped out a lot of DBs. Like they were circling through like damn near the whole secondary. Like we seen Cooper in there a couple times. We seen Bradbury. I seen him in there.
Bradbury there. You got Slay still out there. You got Chauncey out there.
Yeah, they had that. They had another rookie DB. Oh, Keon Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had him out there a couple times. Yeah, they were just cycling through a couple DBs. Which, I mean, for the most part, if they get that locked in, they have a pretty good secondary. Crazy D line for sure. Definitely up there. And Kobe Dean, he was also out there balling. Their linebackers were flying.
But don't you see some correlation in like Ravens and Philly? They're both burdened with like having a big, talented DB room, and they spent their first games making a lot of substitutions. Is there a chance that both of them had to deal with possibly so much subbing going on that communications on just play calling may have been fumbled?
Possibly.
It's like if you have 7 or 8 different personnel groups just for the DBs, it's like, who's to say, okay, 9 times out of 10, corner, safety, maybe say a nickel's back's out there too. They all get the right coverage, and they're all like, okay, cool. And then that one time when you decide to, all right, let's take Slay out, let's bring in Bradbury, whatever, and it's like just that 1 second of all that, while also maybe giving out the coverage, that one guy don't get it. That definitely needs to be something worked on where it's to a point where, honestly, I mean, if you want to go back to the basics, everybody on the sideline needs to be standing right there going, oh, that's the coverage they're in, like, and they need to be alerted. Because what if we want to make a quick substitution right now and you're running on the field? It'd be like if because obviously once you break the huddle, you can't substitute on offense.
Yeah.
But it'd be like if you could, and if you brought in a different receiver, and he's like, every time he's running up there, he's like, yo, what route you have? Like, just every time. Because that would be that. Like, if a DB's just chilling and it's like, yo, get in. What coverage are we in? Like, maybe you should just know before you go out there, and then there won't be any problems. And obviously, I'm expecting these guys to kind of already know because they're in the NFL and they're professionals, but I've kind of accepted that they're the same idiots that walk this earth like the rest of the human species. Like the rest of us, like we're all dumb sometimes, and I think NFL players aren't. You know, they aren't. They get the same treatment. They're a little dumb sometimes, and you fuck up on the field. You fuck up on the field. You blow a coverage. You blow a coverage. No big deal. We got Sunday's games to predict though.
Yep. I'm guessing we're just going over our predictions, right?
I mean, we'll give a little, recap.
We can give some hindsights, probably break it down.
A couple of previews, but I mean, a couple of these games are kind of gimmies.
Yeah.
But obviously, we gave our predictions yesterday on camera. I guess we're gonna have to just do it again. Week 1, Sunday, NFL football. It's finally back. We are here. First game of Sunday. It's Pittsburgh at Atlanta.
Yep. Which at the time, Russell Wilson still. This guy. Russell Wilson still questionable.
Okay.
But like I said, I'm standing on it. We got Falcons, probably a low scoring game, but I think our offense is, this is our year. I mean, we got to win the division. It starts here. We got to take out a AFC playoff team. You know what I'm saying? Like, it starts here. So I'm going Falcons, man. I think you're going Falcons too. I don't think there's no debate in that.
Yeah, looks like I went Atlanta last night, so I'm gonna have to go Atlanta today. What I said last night though was simply it will probably be a defensive game. I think Atlanta has the better offense. I think that Pittsburgh has the better defense, but I think the lackluster offense that the Pittsburgh Steelers have and the revamped defense y'all probably shouldn't let them score double-digit points.
Yeah.
I mean, if y'all do, maybe they get in the field goal range 4 times. I mean, like that's the only reason. It's the only way. It's the only way I could see them getting some double-digit points. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go Atlanta. Devin also went with Atlanta. Arizona versus Buffalo.
We went Buffalo, but like I said, wouldn't be surprised if it was a high or low scoring game. Just because that Bills team in general is very stripped.
Honestly, I would be super surprised if this game was close.
Really?
If Buffalo scores more than 3 touchdowns, it should be like because Arizona's turning the ball over every fucking time they touch the ball. Like they're like the Bills have a lot to prove.
Right.
And I'm going to gauge this week 1 warm-up type of game that they have versus Arizona, who's not the best, obviously in the lower percentile when it comes to skill or talent in the NFL. I'm going to, if they can handle Arizona, I'm talking 35-7. Then it's like, okay, Maybe Josh Allen is that guy. Maybe he can backpack with whatever you put around him, and you can give him whatever weapons, and it will work. If it is a dogfight, Buffalo might be dog shit. They might just be, because I'm not going to, like, Arizona has no identity, no reason to have any confidence except a rookie wide receiver and Kyler Murray coming back. Kyler Murray doesn't stay healthy. I love Kyler, but the man doesn't stay healthy. The man, we're pretending like he has an amazing O-line now, but they have an amazing defense now, but they have anything else besides the hope of Marvin Harrison Jr. being the best fucking thing since Tom Brady.
I also hate to say this, but, he did come back last year and bust our ass as well.
Who?
Kyler.
Bust whose ass?
Us. Falcons.
Okay.
With no weapons at that.
But that's the thing. If he busts Atlanta's ass last season, okay. But also, you guys, man.
We had Bates. I mean, we had no quarterback,
Bates.
but
Bates.
We had Bates and AJ back there. I mean, we had a defense. Our defense got better last year compared to 2 years ago. But
I think your defense this offseason
and Kyler Murray
got better.
Was running. Like it seems like he still got that. He still got his legs underneath him. He was running for a whole bunch of yards.
What would you say in the beginning when he came back?
What?
Because he gets hurt. The man gets hurt. Yo, when he did come back, it's like, when he did come back, Kyler Murray cannot stay healthy, and I'm not praying on injury or anything, but it's just there's no the hype for Arizona kind of slowly crept up and built up, and even you last night where you were like, shit, people are saying Kyler might have an MVP season. Maybe Devin said it. Either way,
I think Devin said that.
But people have been saying that. And it's like, why?
MVP season is crazy. Maybe a comeback season. That's
comeback player of the year.
Maybe I could
type shit.
I could see him getting that. Yeah, it's not too crazy. But it's like, and again, Arizona as a franchise, it's like they've done some for him, but it's like kind of like y'all. Like I haven't really gave him the best. Like he has no crazy. I mean, okay, he's gotten D-Hop. I understand. All right. He's gotten D-Hop. He had a decent defense, a very good defense. I mean, Buda back then, prime Buda Baker and J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones. Like, that defense was... And Pat Pete was still on that team, I think, at the time.
They tried with Isaiah, too.
And Isaiah Simmons.
They tried with him. They tried. He had all the hype in the world. I would have picked him, too. I would have drafted him, too.
Oh, man.
Okay, yeah, no. Ravens got Lamar, Deshaun Jackson, Des Bryant, Dalvin Cook in the backfield, Nelson Aguilar. He got D-Hop.
He did get D-Hop before like a season, though.
Kyler got D-Hop. A couple years.
Couple years.
When
D-Hop first get hurt?
Couple years. Let's pull it up. And who was it that got hurt, though?
First?
Yeah. He was in Arizona for 3 years. 2020, 2021, 2022.
Games played. You see that?
Let's pull it up. Games played. So in 2022 he played 9. The year before that he played 10. The first year he was there he played 16. Okay, so he fell off the face of the earth. But but they tried. They got him. They didn't get a guy that was already washed. It's not like it's Tennessee or it's not like it's Tennessee picking up D-Hop. It was Arizona picking up D-Hop when he still had his legs and he was still balling. Like, it's just, I don't know, bro. The Ravens, I'm going Buffalo.
Yeah.
I don't know if we said it. I don't know if I went over that, but
we said Buffalo. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was a dogfight, though.
I would.
You would?
I would be surprised, but who knows? Who at this point, I really don't know.
I think that Buffalo team is really bad, and I don't think Josh Allen has it in to really backpack a team like Lamar or Mahomes can, but we'll see.
That's okay. That's how I could see it being a close game, is if Buffalo sucks. I don't think Arizona's walking in like just bum 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 bum. Like they're not walking out with no boombox. Like they don't have that. No, like it's not. They're gonna get lucky and be like, oh, the Bills suck. Like, okay, this is what it's gonna be. It's gonna be like week 1. Arizona beats the Bills, but like week 15 is going to be like, remember we thought the Bills were about to be nice and like we were gassing up Arizona and they're both 6-10. Like that's what it'll be. It'll be something like that. Tennessee versus Chicago.
said good game, but I believe I went what, Chicago?
We all went Chicago. That's because in my eyes, and if you disagree, let me know. But I think when it comes to like top 5 worst teams, you could definitely throw Tennessee in the conversation.
Possibly, but I mean, maybe last year they got some additions this year. I mean, they do got the Chiefs' #1 corner.
Yeah, but then you also got to think it's like their entire offensive identity is, I guess, brand new.
Yeah, it is. I mean, but like they gave Will Levis a old D Hop and
Tony Pollard.
Calvin Ridley and Tony Pollard. So
it's definitely going to be a completely different offense than what you've seen from Tennessee, and probably, I mean, it's kind of weird. It's like they kind of jump back and forth in eras. This might be like the fourth jump, and what I mean by that is like early 2000s they were like hard nosed Eddie George.
Oh yeah.
And then the CJ era, where it was like just the quick spread off, spread it open. And then they moved back, Derrick Henry, King Henry, fucking 2,000-yard Henry. He had 2K.
You said what?
Derrick had 2K.
Probably.
Tennessee has had 2,000-yard rushers.
Yeah, they had
two 2,000-yard rushers.
Pretty sure.
That is insane.
I mean, they always build their game around running backs. Period.
And now they're back to like the quicker.
Like, when was the last time Tennessee had a top 10 receiver? Currently, like playing, they were top 10 besides AJ Brown.
Oh,
like God. That was the best thing. That was the worst. Oh my God, they let AJ Brown go for nothing.
I don't know. Maybe
I'm trying to think.
I mean, I'm trying to like go back to like not item. Like I'm trying to think like, all right, well, what was after like 99? Fuck. I don't know. That's a great question, but no matter what, Caleb Williams can throw 7 for 29, 2 interceptions, and 13 yards, and he's still gonna get the most glaze possible as long as he comes out with the dub. Or if he plays really, really good but somehow like loses, he'll still get glazed no matter what. Caleb's getting glazed no matter what. There's no question about that. So I'm gonna go Chicago. I think we're all going Chicago with this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Houston versus Indy.
I say Houston, no diff, but I guess there'll be a handoff game from A. Rich. I mean, shit, Jonathan Taylor. I mean, oh man, I was a man y'all could have gone after. Jonathan Taylor.
I mean, at this point,
he doesn't like that team. I mean, let's be real.
Jonathan Taylor, he probably doesn't. He doesn't have the best time in Indianapolis, but I mean, it's probably more for this point. What the fuck, Aaron Anthony Richardson is gonna do? Apparently, after some joint practices, I forgot which team they had a joint practice with. They were shitting all over AR. Like they were like, "Does bro even throw? Like, is bro just gonna run all year? Is that what we're doing?" And I saw the stat since high school. Anthony Richardson has only played 17 football games.
Which is crazy because that's actually starting to go viral.
That stat is starting to go viral. When I was trying to tell people when he got drafted, like, guys, I'm a Gator fan. And I'm telling you, bro is not going to be available. Bro is the Kawhi Leonard of the NFL.
That's crazy.
Plain and simple. He is Kawhi Leonard if Kawhi Leonard's career started with the Clippers. If you took away like his like bullshit rings and everything that happened before that, boom. Starting in LA and then moving forward, that is the Anthony Richardson equivalent in the NBA.
Shit, could be the Zion.
See, but the difference is like at least I don't know, bro. Like Zion played more before coming to the NBA than Anthony Richardson did. It's like, bro, Anthony Richardson. The difference is usually
the team also has to play different around Zion as well.
But like you got to think about all these quarterbacks that turned the bust. They still had like hours of just the best highlight tape compilations from their college days. Anthony Richardson doesn't have shit. He has what? The one good win versus fucking Utah, and then what? I don't even remember what else we did with him. I mean, bro couldn't even. I hate.
Man.
I hate the Gators so damn much.
But revamped Texans team should definitely make quick work of the Colts. So
yeah, I think Houston, no problem. All right, we talked about this last episode, or the last time we attempted to record an episode. I think this will be a good game. I don't know if you and Devin agreed or not. I don't really remember, but Miami versus Jacksonville.
yeah, I definitely do think it's gonna be a good game. But I did see Miami taking that just because when it comes down to it, I do think Miami has the better squad. But I mean, Jaguars ain't no slouch. I mean, T-Law has people to throw to. They got a very unique defense, very good pass rush, which Tua, I can see him crumbling. I can see him like week one, just Josh Hines Allen getting back there. What was it? Trayvon Walker. They got pretty good linebackers.
I mean, I truly believe, and this is no hate on Tua, Trevor Lawrence is 10 times better. And if you switch these quarterbacks and gave Trevor Lawrence the weapons from Miami and gave Tua the weapons from Jacksonville, this game would be a slaughter fest.
Oh yeah,
because Trevor Lawrence is putting that ball 20 yards behind any defender's head for Tyreek to go catch and Jalen Waddle to go catch. Because you can't do that in the NFL, it will make it a little more challenging. But my thing is, how well do I think a grade A quarterback will do with grade B minus weapons versus a grade C quarterback with grade A weapons? And something in my gut is telling me Jacksonville's gonna catch this dub.
I mean, Tyreek Hill's he's also insane. He was creeping up on a 2K year before he got hurt and slowed down. So I mean, say Tyreek never lost a step from there. I don't know. He might.
But it's also like, if I have to consider Tyreek might just score every play every week, then like fucking Miami should have been 17-0. I mean, if that's like sometimes you kind of just have to accept like, okay, Tyreek might just go like 170 for 2 tutties. But like, if that's all they let happen and not let nothing else happen, and those were their 14 points.
That's the thing. They also can't let everyone else. I mean, they got two goddamn track hawks on the field. SRT at running back. you got a Mustang back there and Raheem Mostert. Like, fuck,
bro, they got
everywhere.
Bro, the Miami Dolphins offense is just an entire car meet, bro. It is a parking lot car meet just doing donuts and shit. Like, it is ridiculous. But yeah, I'm going Jacksonville. I'm going Jacksonville. Devin also went Miami. Carolina versus New Orleans. Snooze fest,
but I think I got Carolina slightly.
Give me New Orleans. Carolina fucking sucks. Give me the Giants versus Minnesota.
Vikings, but who knows? League Neighbors breakout game.
Yeah, I went with Minnesota here. And I don't know why, but once again, it's like we're talking like Giants, Tennessee, Carolina. These teams fucking blow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do.
Like, these teams suck.
And it's like, it's week one. I don't know how any quarterback is going to play so far. So it's like, who knows? Sam Darnold could just find Jettas like every night. Oop, my fault.
Oh, you're good.
Could find Jettas every night and just, who knows? Maybe Jettas just has another good year. And then it's like, well, Jordan Addison was having a little bit of a breakout year. So maybe they both just go crazy. Maybe Sam Darnold can have a redemption year.
But that's the thing.
Not even a redemption year, just like...
Is it not scary that 8 weeks from now, were we wrong about Sam Darnold? Like, those might be the conversations motherfuckers are having. That is so scary that I kind of hope Minnesota just shits the bed. But I am going to go with Minnesota. A 1 o'clock game we forgot, which is, I mean, it's easy, but New England versus Cincinnati.
Oh. which is crazy because I just read up that despite not being paid, that boy Jamar Chase is playing. So yeah, Cincy
Yes,
boys are
sir.
back.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I need that for fantasy. That's what I need that for.
Oh man. But
I
yeah.
like that. I like that. I think honestly, I think if me and you were wide receiver 1 and 2, we probably wouldn't went out there and beat New England.
Man.
New England, yeah, no, they this whole Jacoby Brissett experiment part 3. How many times have they tried with Jacoby Brissett? It seems like they've done it like 5 times.
I mean, look, rookies are playing, man. It doesn't hurt to just throw them out there. Just like y'all got nothing to lose. Y'all got no expectations. I mean, I don't see the point, to be honest.
Absolutely not. I mean, they've already lost everything. They have nothing to lose. Literally,
like they have Gonzo just sitting there chilling, just
big waste of time.
Peppers sitting there chilling. Peppers could have been chasing teams that need safety shit. But
yeah, Cincinnati. Give me if it wasn't clear enough, give me Cincy. Vegas versus Chargers.
I think I went Chargers on this, I believe, because I do think there's going to be a run heavy, just handoff type of football game. Who knows? Maybe Justin Herbert finds his tight end a couple times. I don't know. I just don't think the Chargers have any weapons at all.
Okay. Oh, you're going with Vegas?
No, I went with the Chargers. But I just Chargers because
okay.
The team is also a little better on paper, I believe.
I mean, the way I described it was, I feel like this is going to be 2 teams. It's going to be 2 defenses,
right,
having fun playing against 2 offenses trying to figure out their identities. Because, you got 2 teams that are going running back by committee. 1 team that's trying to figure out, can this quarterback be a starting quarterback in the NFL? And you got one that's going, we know what you can do, but can any of these receivers step up for you? And they're gonna be figuring it out now. Do I think the Raiders may potentially have a better defense to disrupt the Chargers? Yes, but I do also feel like it will be easier to disrupt the fresh QB1 Gardner Minshew trying to make a name for himself than the returning Justin Herbert. So I am going to go Chargers.
Bosa and Derwin out there.
I am going to go Chargers. But I wrote down, like, I'm expecting the Chargers to turn up at some point this season. Just because it's like, we've kind of just been waiting for Justin Herbert to get back in this conversation. I feel like I've been, at least. It seems like the NFL world has been waiting to have them conversations again. But it might be a snooze fest. It might be 13-10, and it might be a very boring game. I don't know. Like I said,
it's a strong possibility.
It could just be 2 defenses just destroying 2 offenses trying to figure it out. Denver versus Seattle. Good old boring 4:00 game.
Yeah, I still think Seattle though. I think that's what I went with, just because a little bit of a better team in general. Experienced quarterback versus Bo Nix. I mean,
I don't know. See, the Bo Nix, that whole thing confused me too, because it's like he went from like, you suck, to, oh bro, it looks kind of nice, to like, oh, I don't know if he's gonna start, to like by the end of the preseason it's like, Bo Nix named starter for the Denver Broncos. It's like, no question. Why would you ever think anything else? It's like 2 weeks ago, like we were saying Jarrett Stidham. Who knows who knows who's starting for the Zach Wilson? Like, we didn't know who the fuck was starting for this team. No, I have no faith in Denver. There's no reason they should even. No.
Got the highest paid corner now, so yippee.
He can. I mean, yeah. I mean, he's gonna look great versus DK. But he's gonna have to guard fucking what? He's gonna what? He's gonna have to. They're gonna have to see I see Mahomes twice. Yeah. So, that's going to be a big old problem. And then a game I'm looking forward to. I'm hoping it's going to be a really good game. We got Dallas versus Cleveland.
Ooh, yes.
Like, this might be a really good game.
Yeah,
this might like the just the possibilities like of what could come from both offenses, both defenses. Just it's in Cleveland at 4 o'clock. Um, I don't know. So Devin was the only one. Devin picked Cleveland.
Did he? Oh. I can see why. If anything, two teams are very similar. Both very good defenses when healthy, and I'd say about the same quarterback play when healthy and playing. But the wide receiver room is probably what sets these two apart. I mean, shit. Amari Cooper was once on the fucking Cowboys out there cooking with CeeDee Lamb, but now it's just CeeDee Lamb, and CeeDee Lamb is possibly could be the best receiver in the league.
He's definitely up there.
Definitely up there. And he could be just because the quarterback he has is going to give him the ball. I mean, Jettis has no one. CD has Dak. I mean, hey, that's just the way NFL dice roll. But also, I think the defense, they're known for. I mean, they don't allow much passing. I mean, they got just straight ball hawks everywhere. I mean, shit. They got Trayvon. They got Bland. They don't got Gilmore no more, but I know they do. They just have a very good, healthy DB room in general. So I'm going with the Cowboys. I think CeeDee Lamb has him a game, unless Myles Garrett, PFF demon himself, just shakes things up, and then Deshaun Watson comes back and has him a game. I don't know. I can see that, but I don't know. I got Dallas.
I think, like by halfway through the season, the Browns' offense will be clicking. If Deshaun's healthy, maybe Nick Chubb returns fully healthy. Jerome Ford's been cooking, and then you got Amari. I don't know if you forgot, but Jerry Jeudy. And then,
like I said, just a jag.
He ain't a jag. He was. Why is it? We can't have it both ways. It can't be Russell Wilson was dog shit in Denver, and that's why Jerry Jeudy hasn't been putting up numbers. And Jerry Jeudy's a jag.
Jerry Jeudy ever been putting up numbers?
When has Jerry Jeudy ever had a quarterback with a fucking brain cell throwing to him? I mean, fuck. I mean, when has he ever? Like, this is the best quarterback he's ever played with at this point.
Pretty much.
Like specifically Denver Russell Wilson is worse than Cleveland Deshaun Watson. I'm sorry. It just is. It was a shit show in Denver. And then other bro, I'm completely blanking on the
Elijah
third.
Moore.
Yes, Elijah Moore. I think by midway through the season they'll be rocking and rolling. But you got a returning Deshaun Watson from injury, a backfield that we don't really know what is going to look like yet. Just seems like a sneaky Dallas dub. Just a sneaky Dallas. Like I don't think they're winning by 13 points. I don't think they're blowing Cleveland out or anything. I think
I don't know. Dallas usually are some regular season gods. I mean, I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I'm feeling like a close 3-pointer, close 3-6, 1-score game.
I say at least 7.
Yeah. I got a 1-score game for this. So I'm gonna go Dallas. Tampa Bay versus Washington.
Bucks, no question. I mean, sorry, Devin, but this shouldn't even be funny. I mean, our team is horrible.
This is kind of why I wish. This is one of the reasons. It's like, damn, we really lost all that, all the files from yesterday because Devin was right here telling us. I mean, I have faith in Washington, so like I got to pick them. Like, I have a little bit of faith. It's like, all right, but who do you think's gonna win? Like Tampa, but like I gotta go with Washington. So like it's just what I have to do. So Devin did go with Washington, but I think there's no question that Tampa is obviously coming out with the dub. They're home. They're playing Washington. Jaden Daniels, I am excited. Like I'm interested to see how he plays. It's gonna be an interesting offense, but just what Jaden Daniels, just to see how he plays. Period. Week 1, first NFL regular season game in his career. It will be interesting. Sunday night football, Rams versus Detroit, Stafford versus his old team,
which I think is gonna
Golf
be
versus his old team.
I think it's gonna be a good game as well. One of the few good games on this list, honestly.
I think they did primetime games. The primetime games were great because Thursday night Ravens Chiefs, Friday Packers Eagles, Sunday night Rams Lions, Monday night Jets Niners.
Yeah.
So they cooked on primetime. The Rams in Detroit. I think Detroit triples down. Like, so 2 years ago, it was like, man, I kind of fuck with this Dan Campbell guy. Let's see what happens with Detroit. And then last year hit, and it was like, oh fuck, like these boys are good. Like these boys are good.
Yeah.
Now, like we are talking. Like there was a time where it was like, oh, the Giants, watch out for them. That is sprinkles to mountains.
Yeah.
That is sprinkles to mountains when we talk about that. We're talking the Giants hype from 2 years ago. The fact that Detroit hasn't been 4,000% more hyped compared to that team is
it's crazy.
Disrespectful as fuck.
Even the route they took, like they really took the whole, we're just gonna build up both offense, not worry about quarterback, and then just when we think we have enough to compete, we're just gonna put just a pure someone that could just get everyone involved, and then boom, they took off. Like they were this close to being in that Super Bowl, man, which is crazy. But
I mean, everybody knows that a Lions Ravens Super Bowl would have been great, but just the fact that the Lions were that close to being in the Super Bowl last year and they did not. I mean, from my recollection, it's like they didn't really miss. They're not really missing out on too much from last season.
no,
They're locked in. They're relocked, reloaded. They're beating the Rams.
They're pretty much the same thing, yeah. And I think it's gonna be a good game. I think Cooper Cup and Puka Nakua, they might go out and each have a cool 100 yards. But regardless, I think it's gonna be a shootout. But Lions on top.
Lions on top in Detroit, Sunday Night Football. And then we got Jets versus Niners. Monday Night Football. Finally get the Aaron Rodgers Jets era.
Yep, the Aaron Rodgers experience. But unfortunately, though, I do see the 49ers taking it with or without Christian McCaffrey. But that's just me. I think Devin had what, Jets?
Devin had the Jets, and I have been hyping up the Jets for probably 2 years now. And I still will. But when it comes down to it, I kind of have the same feeling as like I said with Cleveland. Like week 8, I think the Jets offense is going to be clicking. But it's like they have still yet to have a live drive in an actual football game together.
Yeah.
I get it. The chemistry should be almost like just right away picked up with a guy like Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, but I think I think it will take some time. I think just and not like I said, not too long, 5-6 weeks, boom, like that. Then they're full sprint. They are flying. But I think it might take a couple. It might take a couple weeks to build up.
Yeah.
It's in San Francisco, San Fran. Obviously, they're coming back with what they got, and they are locked and loaded. They got all their guys back, and I just don't.
All fresh contracts too. Mm-mm.
I don't want to just pick Aaron Rodgers because I want to see the Jets win. Because I know deep down I have the Niners, so I have to go with the Niners.
Yeah.
So I'm going San Fran. Devin did go Jets though.
He has 2 guaranteed L's on that schedule.
All right. And then I guess the last thing before we do get out of here, fantasy football. Your team, my team, we drafted our teams the night before Thursday night football. Obviously, we need to talk about who we're going to be playing, who we're going to be sitting. I'll go over my team. So take a look at the roster. We got Josh Allen at quarterback. We got Kenneth Walker at running back. Ramondre Stevenson at running back because I'm assuming New England can only run the football this season.
Understandable.
Jamar Chase, Mike Evans, Pat Freiermuth, Chuba Hubbard, Alex Anzalone as a defensive player. The second defensive player was Quay Walker, who got me 20 points. I have the Lions defense and special teams, and then I have Fairbarn, Houston's kicker. On the bench, I have Tyler Boyd, Keon Coleman, Tyler Conklin, Christian Kirk, Alexander Madison, George Pickens, Deshaun Watson, Logan Wilson. We have Philly's defense slash special teams. I love switching in defense week by week, just depending on the matchup.
Yeah.
The long game picked up Nick Chubb late. Picked up Nick Chubb late because they said, he may be fully expected healthy by midseason. And if that is possible, for him to be a sneaky, who knows, he just gets thrown in week 15 in the championship round and wins me my fantasy Super Bowl. I don't know. And then for the culture, obviously, Ricky Pearsall.
Oh, yeah.
I had to pick up Ricky Pearsall. And because me and Devin are fucking idiots, didn't even talk about Ricky Pearsall the day it all happened on the podcast. But I mean, I guess shout out to Ricky. I mean, there ain't nothing more you can say about that. The man got put on the PUP list, which means he's just expected to miss 4 games after getting shot in the chest during an attempted robbery for his watch. Now they say the robber had a bullet wound, so I don't know if that means as they were fighting, he got shot too. He got maybe maybe some you shot at the ground and shrapnel pops back up and hits you. I don't know exactly what caused his bullet wound. I don't know if Ricky Pearsall necessarily was bet and took it out of his hands. There's just not that much detail to it. But the man walked to the ambulance with the bullet wound in his fucking chest with the watch still on. Ricky Pearsall is that guy.
He's that guy. He's him.
He is him. So for the culture, I had to pick him up. Before I talk any starting and sitting, what you got?
All right. Well, quarterback we got Jay Herbo, James Conner and Bijan as the running backs. Pretty decent running back for him. Receivers, I think is probably the best part. We got Zay Flowers, Amon-Ra, Tank Dell, and Cooper Kupp. I said Cooper Kupp. Amari Cooper. We got Sam Laporta and Brock Bowers as their tight end, which Brock Bowers is now questionable. So, after week 1, I might start flipping them out matchup dependent, Mm-hmm. We got Steelers defense starting off so far. Defensive players that stand out. We got Max Crosby, Quincy Williams, TJ Watt, and Brian Branch. So depending on weekly matchups, switch them out.
So let's talk matchups this week.
I think the only.
Let's go to you,
yeah. So far I played Pat Mahomes. He put up only 22, which is it's not that bad.
Slight. Some slight.
Dallas Goedert had a pretty mid game. He put up 4 catches, 31 yards, got 7 points. Not too bad. And Jake Elliott put up 10 points as a kicker, 2 field goals, 4 extra points. I mean, not too crazy. I'm projected to win. I have only Zay Flowers that played on Thursday. He got me 11 points for just 6 catches and 37 yards, which low-key wanted Zay to cook. That touchdown could have helped, but hey.
That touchdown definitely would have helped. So we're looking at Justin Herbert versus the Raiders, Bijan versus the Steelers, James Conner at Buffalo, and then you got Amon-Ra St. Brown versus the Rams. I'm just looking at matchup wise. You got Pittsburgh's defense versus. Wait a second. That just hit me. So you have the Pittsburgh Steelers defense.
Yeah.
Playing the Falcons this week.
Yep.
as your defense.
Yeah, unfortunately, like I said,
But you also have Bijan Robinson.
yes.
So if one does good, the other is going to do bad.
Yeah, which, like I said, I think I still got time. I mean, like I said, I looked at the defenses that we have sitting on the market. None of them really.
Can we take a look at them? Because I'm severely worried for you. Like,
are you? I mean,
okay, I'm just saying. Like, if Bijan has a really good game, your defense is gonna suck.
But that's the thing, though. It's like I have enough to make around it to the point where it's like,
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I mean, you're projected 9 points. That can easily swing the opponent's way.
True.
In a matter of seconds.
All we have left is like Vikings, Panthers, Broncos, Bills, Texans, Giants, Commanders. Green Bay already played. They got 45.
I mean, Houston versus Indy.
Houston versus Indy.
Houston versus Indy, you could definitely pick up.
I mean, it's only Rams, Cardinals, and Patriots. I mean, Houston is the most appealing looking one. I mean,
Houston versus Indy, you could definitely pick up. You could pick up Buffalo. Buffalo versus Arizona. You're the only one on earth that thinks that they're gonna get cooked. I mean, shit. I would say think about picking up the Bills or the Texans defense just for this week, because Bijan versus the Steelers defense, both of them on your team, like. I might be wrong, and you can fully just go against me, and maybe you win, maybe you lose. But I really just feel like the you're canceling one or the other out.
Yeah, one or the other.
You because I guess technically, no, there's nothing. If Bijan doesn't have a good day, he doesn't have a good day, and that hurts you.
Right.
Also, Bijan could have a bad day, and Atlanta could still have a great offensive day, and your Steelers defense shits the bed.
Too many possibilities against me.
Yeah. For your own team. Your team is working against you. Like,
you know what?
Your fantasy team is kind of working against you right now. I don't like that.
No, I went ahead and picked up that Texans D. Hopefully,
I like that.
Hopefully they don't get ran on.
I think y'all be all right. I think that's, look, if Houston does not have a better performance than Pittsburgh, my fault.
Nah, I think the only possibility is we just get shit on. We just get shit on. We just get shit on, and Pittsburgh just TJ Watt has fucking like 5 sacks. He just throws like 3 picks. We're just cooked. I'm just like, oh man.
And if that's the case, my fault. My fault.
That's a wild possibility though.
I think I'm locked in though. I mean, I got Josh Allen versus Arizona. I'm not gonna do Deshaun versus fucking Dallas. Definitely not picking that up. So Josh Allen versus Arizona. I got Kenneth Walker going against Denver. I got Ramondre Stevenson going up against Cincinnati. Should I consider a possible flex change? So I have
now Chuba Hubbard.
Okay, so for some reason, I'm looking at this right now. For some odd reason, my problem is the projections in the running backs.
Yeah.
They got Ramondre 16.4 projected, Kenneth Walker 21 projected, Chuba Hubbard 15.1 projected.
Well, I think for sure Kenneth Walker's a definite start. I mean, Denver, come on now, what are we talking about?
Oh yeah, I mean he was a keeper. I have to. Yes, for sure.
Ramondre Stevenson, I mean, him and Chuba Hubbard could probably be on this like the same scale, but it's like, I don't know, you got some nice receivers that could probably have a good game, maybe, possibly. I mean,
you got Keon Coleman out there.
You got Keon Coleman. You got George Pickens, who's projected to get like 14.
I don't think George is.
And if you don't think that, I mean, this Christian Kirk projected to get 13. I mean, if you really think the Jaguars about that.
Oh, see, that's the thing. I put my money where my mouth is because I've been talking shit all episode. But now when it comes to finalizing these picks, I don't know.
And do you think Pat Freiermuth is gonna do good against us? I mean, maybe you started Conklin, maybe.
Conklin versus San Fran? No.
I mean, shit.
I don't know, bro. The only thing I would probably consider.
Your linebackers seem to get the wave. Quay Walker with 11 tackles got you 20 points. not bad.
So who should my running back 2 be?
I mean, I think definitely the way you have it set up, Ramondre and Ken, keep it like that, 100%. But
And
it's the flex. The flex can make or break you for real.
so replace Chuba Hubbard with Keon Coleman, Tyler Boyd, Christian Kirk, or George Pickens. The question is, does George get one on y'all? Does he get one head tap on y'all?
I don't know. I can see it, but like, I don't know. He might just find the zone. He might have a couple rat catches. Like, I don't know. Or is Keon Coleman like that? Is just
I think Keon Coleman might be the one that's going to be running around making more plays versus that Arizona defense.
That is a possibility. Maybe you do start Keon. He is
projected to get 11.7.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the move I'm making. Maybe that's the move I'm going to make and go with Keon Coleman at my flex. Alex Anzalone as my other linebacker. I'm going Detroit's defense versus the Rams over Philly versus Green Bay. So, let's see if that was worth it.
Yeah, hopefully.
And then Houston's kicker. And then the only people...
Yeah, that's money right there.
Roquan Smith I played against. Harrison Butker I played against. And 39.95 point Saquon Barkley I played against. That's a cat. That cat just scared the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie. What's up, cat? Anyways, I think we talked fantasy.
Yep.
We talked Thursday night football.
Yep.
We talked Friday night football.
Yep.
We predicted all of week 1's games. And we talked fantasy football. I think all
over again.
All over again. We did this. We did this 24 hours ago. And now we're doing it again. I think it's time to get out of here.
I think so too.
Guess is there anything you want to say before we do get out of here?
I think that's all, man. Go Falcons.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess shout out to the Falcons fans
shout out to Lamar. Shout out to Saquon.
Yeah.
And hope Jordan Love's okay. Yeah. Scary injury. I hate to see it.
All right. Well, week 1 football. The next time talking will be done on this camera. All week 1 games will be complete. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of On It. We've recorded it twice now for the same exact day. We will be back on Tuesday to talk all of week 1's games, to maybe a little live reaction to Monday Night Football, reviewing all of some college football, fantasy football, predicting Thursday Night Football. We got some things to talk about for Tuesday's episode. But with that being said, brand new episodes every Tuesday and Saturday. It has been me. It has been Shane. It has been real. We are out.
Peace.